Lots of you were probably sitting at home watching the Olympics from Beijing. This morning's guest actually went to Beijing to see the Olympics, but ended up tangoing in Tiananmen Square. Who is he? You'll meet him coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're in the conference room of the Myrtle Beach Herald at 4806 Northgate Boulevard in Myrtle Beach, right behind Myrtle Beach Lighting and Barnhill Realty off of Highway 17 Bypass South. We're focused on dance, and we're visiting with Professor Jerry Fouts, a professor of social dance and etiquette at Coastal Carolina University. Good morning, Professor Fouts.
Good morning, Greg. How are you?
Great to get you in here on Labor Day. Happy Labor Day.
Well, it's great. We're having a party over in my neighborhood today.
Oh, you are?
Burchap Road.
Later on.
We're going to go over there about 5:30 and eat and have a big party.
Tremendous.
So do it every Labor Day.
Am I invited, or can Emma Claire and I come, or do I have to live in your neighborhood?
You come on.
Your ritzy high-end neighborhood up there. Well, that is and of course, a lot of folks know your home, Jerry. You've got that city block right up there between 47th and 48th Avenues North. We don't like to highlight where our guests live, because if someone doesn't like you, that'd be a problem. No, I'm kidding. Of course, people will be showing up on your doorstep for dance lessons. Does that ever happen anymore, Jerry?
Well, I teach out at Coastal,
Sure.
and I also still the head teacher of USA Dance.
Right.
Whereas I teach at the Y every Monday night.
Monday nights, so
Monday night.
Why? Okay.
And then I have a few private students. I have some students that I've taught for many years, and I've trained them to be professional teachers. And so if somebody wants to dance lessons,
Sure.
all they have to do is to email me tangoallnight@aol.com.
Tango all night at AOL.com.
And I'll hook them up with a good teacher.
Wow.
Or I'll...
But you do more than just tango, right?
Oh, yeah. I do
That's just
every
your email
dance.
address. You used to have Mr. Dance All Night.
Yeah, I did. I still have that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, that's a great one.
Well, I do every dance, all the social dancing. And the most tango actually is my favorite dance.
Is it really your favorite? I've never heard you say what your favorite is.
Well, a lot of people say, well, come up to me and say, what is your favorite dance? And my standard answer is this: whatever music is playing.
Right. You'll dance to it.
Because I love the salsa and mambo. I did that in Miami Beach for many years.
Right.
And the swing, the shag, cha-cha, rumba, all the Latin dances.
Right.
And people that can dance every dance.
People who can dance well
You know,
can dance
people,
anything.
professional dancers, they can dance anything.
Right.
Actually, you're missing out on a lot if you can just dance one dance. Let's say I go to places, say you just dance a shag, for example.
Right.
Well, if they happen to play a waltz, foxtrot, or tango, I guess you have to sit down.
You sit out.
And I go a lot of places, dance in New York a lot, Miami, in different countries, and
Sure.
they play swing music that you can shag to.
Is that right? Sure.
It's interchangeable. We have a lot of people from other areas that have moved here, and they all know how to do the swing.
Right.
And I convert them over. It only takes 5 minutes. They just go forward and back instead of over to the side.
To the shag, you say you're converting.
Same rhythm and everything.
Right, right.
But when I go past Virginia line and somebody asks me to dance, we usually do swing.
Right.
And they do swing in other countries. It's the American dance.
Sure, that's what they
don't do
perceive.
much of it.
Mm-hmm.
Most every country, I was just in Hawaii last week, 6 nights a week they have salsa dancing, different places in Honolulu. And they have tango dancing, tango clubs everywhere that
Sure.
I've been. So it's really nice when I get out there, get on the internet and plug in Tango on Google, and you go and meet other dancers and make friends immediately.
That is tremendous,
Hook
Jerry.
up with people. They're glad to see you. Dancers from America, you know.
At what stage, how many years had you been dancing before you were able to call yourself a professional dancer, Jerry? I mean, that's not out of the womb. I mean, clearly that took a little while to get to the point where you could call yourself a professional dancer, or where someone else called you a professional dancer.
Well, I was an amateur dancer, of course, shag, and when I was about 14 and 15, I worked in Miami Beach, and I picked up Latin dancing. At that time was mambo and cha-cha. Mambo and cha-cha.
Yeah.
Mambo, now they call it salsa.
Right.
Same steps. But it wasn't until I joined Arthur Murray,
Right.
and then I became a professional dancer, went through their training program, 8 or 10 hours a day.
That was in your teens or 20s?
Yeah.
Right.
And Miami Beach, and they had a big studio at Miami Beach.
Sure.
And, they trained us 10 hours a day.
Wow.
Then after we got off work, we went out dancing.
So you were training dance all day, and then obviously went dancing for pleasure afterwards. I guess dancing at work was pleasure.
Yeah, it's affected my entire life. Arthur Murray used to get off, I guess they still do, at 10 o'clock.
Right.
We, the trainees, there were 12 in my class, we went out dancing. We'd dance till 12:30 or 1 o'clock, and then we'd eat. You know, eat a regular meal, go in a restaurant. Order.
At midnight?
Yeah, steak, whatever. I still do that.
Oh, come on.
No, I still do it.
And you look that as good as you do?
I still
eating at midnight, Jerry?
12, 1 o'clock, yeah.
Wow.
Just even if I'm home.
Now, do Dot or the girls eat those weird hours?
Well, sometimes they do, but
Yeah.
not as much as I.
Principally
I do,
you.
but,
Well, you've got a tremendous metabolism, Jerry.
Well, I dance every day for fun now.
Yeah.
You know, I go up to 2001.
Is 2001 a good place to go to dance? Well, you know, obviously next week is Hilda's big birthday party on September 11th, 5 to 8 p.m. All viewers are invited to come out to celebrate her 75th birthday party.
Well, I haven't seen Hilda in a long time.
2001, that'll be it.
Am I invited?
Everyone's invited. Everyone's invited to get out there 5 to 8 p.m. They're going to be in the funky room.
It's on the left as you go in.
Right, good. They're going to celebrate her birthday there.
I'll be sure to be there and tell her happy birthday. I gave her a birthday present one time many years ago.
Yeah.
It was a microphone, and it was a radio. It looked just like a microphone. I have one by my bed. I've never seen one before. I bought 2 of them somewhere.
Right.
And I gave her one for her birthday. And she says, it's a great radio.
She probably still has it by her bed.
I still have mine. It's been 10 years ago.
That's
but I
amazing.
have mine by my bed. She told me one time she had it by
Hilda's a great, you know, she does keep things. I gave her something that I had bought at some charity auction. It was this funny-looking wooden sculpture at some point, and she has that there in her apartment there, which is not far from you, Jerry. She lives pretty close.
Right.
It's amazing to think celebrations like that, to think about 75 years. But of course, for you, Jerry, you're celebrating all the time. You're celebrating a new influx of students. You got a great new crowd there at Coastal Carolina in your social dance and etiquette class, which is wonderful. Share with viewers a little about Coastal Carolina. Why did you join there 6 years ago as the dance instructor, or as professor of social dance?
Well, I was teaching at Pepper Gettings after I retired from Arthur Murray and Fred Astaire.
Sure.
I didn't teach any classes for a while, and somebody found out that I was a former
professional dancer.
So they invited me, and I started teaching. The classes grew. And one of the persons in the class there was a psychology professor. Forgive me, I can't remember her name, but she taught at Coastal, Dr. somebody. And she told the president of the university about me and so forth. And to make a long story short, they wanted me to come out and apply for this job, and I did.
Right.
And they showed me around and wanted to know if I'd joined the faculty. They checked my credentials at Wake Forest and the University of Miami,
You were
which I'm a graduate.
from the University of Miami, right?
And so consequently, I started, and I've loved it. It gives you a really different perspective of young people.
Right.
I hear people criticize them It's ridiculous. These people, everybody that's in my class, now, they are so nice.
All of your students.
And they have a goal. They know what they want to do, what they want to major in, what they want to become. They want to become a marine biologist. We have a lot of those.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas when I was going to school and going to Wake Forest and going to University of Miami, I
no
just want to know where the next party was.
Yeah. I believe it, yeah.
Oh.
I believe it. Or the nice new suit, Jerry. I mean, you're thinking about either a good dance partner or picking up a great suit. Look at these tremendous wares. And probably your students wonder when they see this clean-cut guy walk in, is this guy for real? I mean, look at you.
Well, I got
You've always been a spiffy
I got
dresser.
this suit in the dance business, Arthur Murray and Fred Astaire, they require you to wear a suit and tie.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get used to it. And I got this suit in Argentina a couple of years ago.
Is that
They
right?
have big tango stores. They sell tango dresses, tango shoes for ladies. And they call this a tango suit. And I had the tango shoes.
Oh,
too.
yeah, we can't show
But
those to viewers. But yeah.
everywhere I go, I get a pair of shoes. So thank you for the compliment. I haven't had it on a long time. But
It's
thanks.
very good looking. I'm glad you wore it this morning. It's a good Labor Day attire.
Yeah, I noticed when they were having the Democratic convention last week
Right.
that all the guys had on striped suits. Did you
that
notice
right?
that?
No,
many of the speakers,
Right.
many of the delegates. I remember Al Sharpton had on a suit similar to this. So a lot of the people being interviewed,
Sure.
and so I like it.
That's fascinating. It was very good looking. We think
Remember that time we went shopping at Brooks Brothers?
Absolutely. I still have a lot of those jackets. I wish I could claim this was. I think these pants and some other things are from there. Surely this shirt is. You know, that those factory outlet stores, Tanger is wonderful. Yeah, I still have a lot of those jackets. Thank you. I think you helped pick a lot of those out. If my mother's not around, I turn to Jerry. We need to get back out there.
Well, you know, before we say a few words about Coastal Carolina, I want to know what you think about this. I love to teach out there.
Yeah.
As you know, I travel a lot. But there's only one thing about Coastal. They've got great faculty, great teachers, great facilities.
Oh, yeah.
But the name is from Nags Head to Georgia. It's Coastal Carolina.
Right.
Now, when I tell somebody that I teach at Coastal Carolina, they have no idea what we're talking about.
Where that is.
Where's that? North Carolina. They heard of West Carolina, East Carolina, University of North Carolina. There's even a Coastal Carolina College in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Right,
Go on the
right,
internet. It's
right.
50 Coastal or Carolina. You know what it needs to be named?
Myrtle Beach University.
Myrtle Beach University, and this place would take off like a
You're
rocket.
right. I like that.
And
Yeah,
the
we
people
talked
of
with
Myrtle
them.
Beach would feel part of it. They'd get behind
Right.
the school. When Penn State plays Coastal Carolina, everybody's going to be, what? But if they played Myrtle Beach University,
Yeah.
we'd be world famous. And the athletic department, they could recruit everywhere.
Right.
You know, oh, Myrtle Beach University.
Yeah, I want to go there.
Yeah. And it's not unusual for it to be in Conway. I went to the University of Miami. It's not in Miami. It's in Coral Gables.
Is that right?
Yeah, so
I
it could
didn't
be
know
Myrtle
that.
Beach University.
Well,
Conway.
you responded to one of the biggest potential critics there in that it is located, as you say, in the city of Conway, but you give a good point.
Yeah,
the
it
University
doesn't-
of Miami is actually not in Miami.
No, it's in Coral Gables.
Incredible. Well, we ought to start a campaign. I think you're exactly right. I love the Coastal Carolina brand. I like that name, and surely CCU flows well, but MBU sounds great.
What's wrong with Coastal Carolina University? It's confused with so many other schools.
Right.
And Coastal doesn't define a particular area.
Right.
This is, like I said, 600 miles of Coastal Carolina.
Right.
Whereas Myrtle Beach University, I mean, that would ring a bell. We're playing Clemson.
Yeah.
We're playing Georgia next year, right?
Right.
And just think Myrtle
Penn
Beach.
State.
And then
this
the
past
community
weekend.
at Myrtle
Yeah.
Beach would feel like they were
Right.
part of the school, and we would support the school more
That's a great
enthusiastically.
point.
We've got our own university. You're a very influential person with the owner of the Myrtle Beach Herald.
It would be
And I
great
want
for
you-
my business, yeah. That'd be great for me. The
And
Herald,
I think we
the
ought to
funeral
get it
home, yeah.
started to
Absolutely.
rename the school Myrtle Beach University. It would be
Okay.
helpful for the school and would be great for the university and great for us.
Next Thursday night at Hilda's party from 5 to 8, there's a gentleman there who's the chairman of the board there at the university.
All right.
And you will have to ask him, Billy Alford, what he thinks, and maybe some other folks will be there, but you can talk to him about that idea. But our focus here is on you today,
Oh,
and we've
okay.
only got about 8 or 9 minutes.
Wow.
So I want to make sure we spend a little time focusing on your recent trip to China.
Yeah.
And having just got back, we've got 7 pictures here. I know we had 100 pictures to look at, but I'm going to go in order here. Share with viewers a little bit about this first picture, Jerry.
Well, that was on the Great Wall of China. That was the most phenomenal structure I've ever seen. Nobody can ever explain to me how they built it. It's 40 feet up in the air. It's made out of concrete and huge bricks, and it's at the very crest, as you can see, of all the mountains. And how they got the material up there to build it, I'll never understand.
And how long is it, Jerry?
7,000 miles.
Oh, come on. Is it really 7,000 miles
7,000
long?
miles right on there.
All up on I've never even seen it or anything like it. I'm so glad you brought these pictures. That is
It's the most
powerful.
amazing thing I've ever seen. And it's big. It's wide enough to
Drive a car?
12 or 18 feet. You drive a car up there. Of course, it's going you couldn't really drive.
Right.
And it's straight down on the other side. Nobody could possibly attack China back in those days. It was built hundreds of years ago.
Right, right.
And just
Our
how
director
they-
said it was
they-
built over a 1,300-year period.
Yeah, Don said
it's
that,
incredible.
and he knows quite a bit about it. But anyway, it's
does.
an incredible place. You can see it from outer space.
Right.
And it was worth the trip just to go see that.
Wow. Well, here we've got another picture here of you in where, Jerry?
That's Tiananmen Square. You've heard so much about.
Right.
That's a traveling companion there. And that's Chairman Mao's, where they have his body embalmed in the back. Right
Mao
on
Zedong, is that right?
Chairman Mao is,
He is entombed. He goes by Chairman Mao.
yeah.
He's entombed there. He's been embalmed, and he's entombed there.
They got him just like
Is that whole
Lenin.
building dedicated to him?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's his tomb.
That is fascinating. Here's another shot of you with another one of your traveling companions.
Well, I was doing the tango in Tiananmen Square. A lot of people out there, you can play the guitar, and it's a family place, huge, and it goes around the corner of the chairman's tomb. So a lot of people were out there dancing. They wanted to do the tango, and somebody had an iPod. So we did a few steps of tango and everything.
I don't see much litter or any junk sitting out on the ground out there, or a lot of trash cans even out there, Jerry. Is it a pretty clean city? This is in where? Beijing?
Beijing.
Beijing.
You're not going to find one cigarette butt in Beijing.
No
There's no litter on the streets. There's nothing. It's just like an immaculate, you set the table. It's the most phenomenal place. Everything, in other words, there's flowers and shrubs everywhere.
Right.
The roads were laid off 600 years ago with shrubs in between and flowers. Every shrub, it's not one leaf sticking up. It's trimmed perfectly. Every flower, there's flower beds everywhere.
I can't
It's
even
immaculate.
fathom that. How do they keep it so clean, Jerry?
Well, I don't know. I did see some crews out there working on it.
Yeah.
Now, the airport, the Great Wall, they have a place you can go to the Great Wall. It's 60 miles away, I'm sure. But the highway out there was a big, beautiful 6-lane highway, 6-lane highway. The shrubs were in the middle. The flowers were on the side. It was just like a garden. The whole place is just like a big garden.
Well, all the Americans who were obviously there, not to cut you off, that were there for the recent Olympics must have gotten a sight of something many of them have never seen before. Of course, we got another fascinating picture here of you, Jerry. What is this of?
This is the Forbidden City.
The Forbidden City. Where was that? Is that
That's
also
right
there?
in the middle of Beijing.
Oh, wow.
Very close to the bird's nest. Now, the Forbidden City is where the emperor and empress ruled China for hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that were instrumental in building the wall. And it's a huge place with a lot of their inventions and statues and jade and so forth.
Mm-hmm. That's fascinating. Here's another good picture of you wearing a colorful shirt there. Do many folks in China wear colorful clothing like that?
They do have a lot of colorful clothing on sale. But that's a bird's nest in the background. That's really phenomenal piece of architecture. And,
that is incredible. We've just got a couple minutes, Jerry. I want to make sure we're able to highlight, this is a shot of...
Well, those are some high school students. The people are just overly friendly there.
Yeah, yeah.
And there are more people that speak English in China than America. 300,000 people speak, 300 million people speak English. And they like to come up and practice their English with you.
It is
so
amazing.
It's a phenomenally friendly place. They're so proud of the bird's nest and the water cube and all that stuff. They wouldn't dare start a war. That might be hurt.
Well, of course, it is so clean there.
Yeah,
in the background, an entirely different city here, even a different trip, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, we went down to Kuala Lumpur, which is Malaysia.
In Malaysia.
And picture was taken right out of my hotel room.
And that is
Twin Towers,
the Twin Towers.
Tallest Twin Towers in the world.
Right.
And the amazing thing, the first night I was there, at 5:45, I heard this noise, and it was calling people to prayer.
Wow.
At 5:40 in the morning, right in the metropolitan city, and I heard it right through my glass. And it's a Muslim city.
Right.
So 5 times a day, whatever happens, I don't know where it's recorded or a person's on there, but it's all the loudspeakers, and they're calling people to prayer. So you have to get used to that. It was a shock to hear it right in a modern place.
Oh, yeah, sure. Now, you are, on these trips, are you there for dancing? Are you there for pleasure? Are you there for a mixture of both?
Mixture of both. I always dance. There's always a dance venue. And,
right.
We dance and perform. But anyway, Kuala Lumpur is a phenomenal place, and those buildings between them have a huge shopping center. It's about 6 floors.
Right.
And there's a park right there in front of it. It's a beautiful city. If you ever get a chance to go there, go there.
And I suspect it's part of the reason you mentioned the Myrtle Beach University versus Coastal Carolina University is being in these cities, Kuala Lumpur, being in Beijing, being in places like that. Myrtle Beach may be recognized. Coastal Carolina, when you say Conway, otherwise it's just difficult to get it across.
Well, coastal is a beautiful sounding name.
Yeah.
But it's not specific. It doesn't define a particular place. Myrtle Beach would really put us on the map.
Right.
I was in L.A., and I picked up the sports page, and it had Myrtle Beach, the baseball team, listed.
Yeah,
right
Myrtle
there.
Beach
So
Pelicans
that
in
is
Los Angeles.
Yeah, that was good.
That is.
And when we played Penn State, it would be wonderful if it was Myrtle Beach University, Penn State.
We'll talk to some folks next week at Hilda's party about that and get the word. You know, Jerry, for you, what's been the most exciting aspect for you of having been a professional dancer for a number of years?
Well, I guess wherever I go, people want to make friends with you. They want to dance with you. And you're never a stranger in any city. You just walk in and dance and meet people. And it's wonderful. You don't have to go make friends with anybody. And I know really thousands of dancers. If I went into Miami Beach tonight, I could go in and know people that dance there. I know Gary and Linda, that's his girlfriend, they dance at the Deauville tonight. So it's great in that respect. However, I'm interested in politics very much.
Right.
I used to be a sports announcer, and I'm very interested in sports and keep up with that avidly. And I'm watching the convention. I watched the
Republican
Democratic
now. Right.
The Republican convention is starting tonight, actually.
Right.
I'll be right there watching it. So I'm a people watcher, and I like to have fun. Another place I like to go is 88's at Ross's.
Yes.
If you want to get dressed up, have a nice dinner, go up. Dean Morris is a longtime friend of mine.
Right.
And it's the best place to dance. You meet a lot of new friends and nice friends up there. And it's great music.
Never a stranger. Jerry, thanks so much for being with us this morning. We've so enjoyed having you, and happy Labor Day. Enjoy your party in the neighborhood this afternoon.
Thank you, and I'm going to go eat some breakfast now.
I'm sure you will. That's right, absolutely. Stay tuned to a little more Carolina People with Professor Jerry Fouts, Professor of Social Dance and Etiquette at Coastal Carolina University. Coming up next. Think about it, the opportunity to both stay in shape and never know a stranger. To stay in shape and never know a stranger. Walking into a room and people coming up to dance. I mean, could you imagine? It'd be the greatest thrill for a single guy, let alone even a married guy. Jerry, the father of 3 girls, the opportunity, he still has women coming up to ask him to dance all the time, never knowing a stranger. And I bet you money if Jerry Fouts wasn't a professional dancer, folks would still come up. You've spent the last 25 minutes with him. Take the time to learn more about him. Monday nights at the YMCA at 7 and 8 p.m. Obviously, the students out at Coastal Carolina University enjoying him with his social dance skills, but also Tango All Night at AOL.com. If you want to have an opportunity to possibly look into some private lessons, send him an email, tangoallnight at AOL.com. Jerry Fouts, tremendous man, a tremendous person. Thanks for everything you do, Jerry.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. Great to get you.